Welcome to Massive Beers. My name's Matt. We do the beer stuff here. A little free roll up in this piece in the form of their vanilla Ralphius. Yeah. I was in the mood for a barrel age review. A lot of the stuff I get locally, fine. I've reviewed it. I can get a lot of free will. But I was at a bottle shop I typically don't go to a ton, and they had a couple on up there. The base, the cognac, which I reviewed, I think it was the last thing I reviewed from Freewell, and this. And the reason why I got this is that purely salesmanship on the part of the bottle shop employee. This guy, I'm rolling around my little cart looking for things, and I grab like a mixed pack, Jack's Abbey Lager mixed pack, another little lager thing. This guy's like walking past, like loading stuff or moving whatever, and then he goes past me, and I go over to the barrel age section. I look, and I'm looking at this, holding this. He walks by, walking around, looking. Picked up another barrel aged beer, held it. He's just. I'm in the zone, I'm in the area. And then I pick this up, I'm looking at it, and while he's walking, he just mutters the word, delicious, as walking by. Didn't engage me in any form or fashion. Not like, hey man, I've had that beer. He just was, while he's walking, he just went, delicious, and just kept walking. So, he walked past me like several times, the other beers in my hand. I take that as, you should buy it, dude. So, here we are. Thank you, random brewski beverage salesman. Anyway, Vanilla Ralphius. This is 2022. Okay, we got a bit of time on this sucker. Full disclosure, Ralphius might be changing, so if you're a big fan, stock up. The person that helped steward that is no longer at the brewery. So anyway, Vanilla Ralphius Imperial Stout aged for 1 year in bourbon vanilla barrels with Madagascar vanilla beans and Tahitian vanilla beans. Vanilla bourbon? They make that? Anyway, 14.4. This variant showcases vanilla beans aged for a year in various bourbon vanilla barrels, featuring notes of small batch ice cream, confectionery chocolate, and cake icing. A total of 1,000 bottles are produced. Okay. Not a big run. Percy, PA. Always love their designs. Their labels got that linen. You can hear it sing. So, yeah. Broke out the cognac snifter for this sucker. Where is my bottle opener? Nice little hiss. Always nice to have the hiss. Especially on a 3 years old. 2022 is 3 years old. 3 years ago. That's insanity. Absolute, utter insanity. So yeah, I gave it a rough pour. Old beer, aged beer, bourbon barrel aged beer with adjunct. Not expecting a big head, but I got a decent one on there. Give it an aggressive whirl, give it a little shake, give it another little whirl, beat that crap up, and it comes back. Very, very dark head, with this kind of oil slick like kind of blue blocker, leggy kind of jams kind of going on that sucker. So it definitely looks the part of a big bourbon barrel aged stout. Couldn't tell you anything about the vanilla from a distance, but looks the part. Let's get a nose. There's vanilla involved, but it's not crazy heavy-handed. Now you're talking about 3 years. Is it going to fall off a bit? Sure, but I don't think this thing had a ton of vanilla to begin with, at least aromatically. Big bourbon notes. Getting that chocolate, that chocolate, that dark chocolate, that vanilla, but then so your brain starts to put together for like a milk chocolate. Bourbon, and the beer is there. There's a big roasted malt quality to it. You definitely know this is a big roasted toasty beer, but it just so happens that the vanilla and the bourbon here are the dominant parts of the show. Now listen, a big, huge 14% bourbon barrel aged stout with vanilla. I kind of want those to be the star of the show, but the point is, while they are the star of the show, it's not like the beer is lost way down here. It is a secondary player, which is very appreciative, at least on a nose. Give it another whirl. Dive in. Cheers, y'all. That's delicious. That's amazingly delicious. Or, as the clerk at Brisky's beverage would say, delicious. Man. That is really good. That's really good. I do not know what this was drinking like fresh, but if you got 2022 bottles of this, or you live in the Stroudsburg area of Pennsylvania, you want to go grab some. This is fantastic. It is really each part of this beer. If you're going to break it down to the three core components that we already talked about, the beer, the vanilla, and the spirit. And I guess you would say spirit and barrel. So let's do four components. All of them are showing up amazingly here. I mean, the beer, again, roasty, toasty, chocolatey notes. You're dealing with a Russian Imperial Stout base here. I'm pretty sure that's what Ralphius is at its core. And just, they probably tweak it for the barrel to begin with, even if they do a base version. But it has just this kind of roasty, astringent to the bittering in a good way that helps beat off that threat of too much sweet. So the beer is there. The vanilla is there. You're telling me there's vanilla beans and these are in bourbon vanilla. I didn't even know vanilla bourbon existed until, I mean, I'm sure some kooky madooky person makes it, like Schweppes or something. Schweppes. I'm confusing schnapps with something else. But somebody that does like goofy stuff. I doubt you're bourbon barreling your beer and goofy stuff, so that means serious people do it. But for me, it's just a very, very, and maybe this is because it's bourbon barrel aged vanilla bourbon, and then vanilla beans. It's very cohesive. It doesn't taste like just vanilla. Everything here is intertwined, and that's through all the components. That's what makes it such a special beer. Age can do that also. And then you get to that spirit portion of the show, bourbon for days. A little bit of heat, 14.4. I want a touch of it, but nothing that's burning or making me not want to go after this beer. It just let me know, hey, I'm big. Pump the brakes a little bit. And then the barrel. There's this nice chocolatey charriness to it. It's rubbed, kind of take a marshmallow and rub it on some charcoaly roughness. That doesn't sound delicious, but I think I'm trying to make sense here. That rubbed chocolate barrel char thing, that coconut vanilla that I love so much, that I've talked about for years and years and years on this channel. This has it. And every single piece, like I mentioned in the middle there, works. Everything here works in a very, very awesome way. My wife was texting me. Funny photos of my kid. Gotta look at it. Anyway, man, this is absolutely fantastic. I don't know what else you want me to say. Mouth feels perfect. Again, it's not the thickest beer in the world, but you're not going to be confusing this with thin by any stretch. It's decently thick, but it lends a little bit of drinkability to it because it does have especially for its age and adjunct base, a decent amount of carbonation left to it. I think this beer comes off a bit flatter. I think it's a lot less of a stellar showing for this beer. I think the carbonation goes a long way on this. Oh, man, this is fantastic. This is absolutely 100% fantastic. Man, oh man, that is good beer. That is good beer. And honestly, it's, I'm not going to sit here and say I am King S of F Mountain when it comes to vanilla beers. I could take them or leave them. When they hit right. So I was like, Brewski's guy, delicious. I picked it up. And this is when vanilla hits like this, it's my jam. I think a lot of people get a little too heavy-handed with vanilla is what I'm trying to say. They did not here. And a home run. Absolute home run. One of the best barrel-aged beers I've had in quite some time. It just flat out done. That's it. That's all I have to say. Let's talk about it. Because I think I've said everything I need to say. Is it one of the better bourbon barrel-aged beers that I've had? As like, yes. Mount Rushmore status? Yes. We can throw that, about vanilla, aged, the whole nine. Yes, yes, yes. Value and availability, $19 for a bottle. What is it? Where did I put the bottle? I put it over here for some reason. I don't know why. I always put them right there. It's like, it's just over 12 ounces for $18. That's a little bit rich. But I don't care because if every barrel aged beer that I picked up that was $18 for essentially a 12-ounce can, it looks like a lot more beer in the bottle. I wouldn't have that big of a problem with it. It's just so many swings and misses when it comes to barrel aged beer. That's where the price point kind of kills me. If you assure me I'm getting this experience, I actually don't have a problem with that price point. Off the shelf and say if you like what you like this. If you like barrel aged beer, if you like delicious beer, if you like aged beer, if you like bourbon barrel aged vanilla and stout in combo, 2022 Freewell Brewing Vanilla Ralphius will not steer you wrong unless I got a weird bottle or you get a weird bottle. Done and done. So there you go. Reviewing the books. Hopefully you enjoyed. Down there if you want to talk about it. No, let's talk about this. Free Will. Have you been to the brewery? Have you had their beers? Have you had this beer? Oh, have you had this beer? Let me tell you your experience down there. Beer Massif for the podcasting. Massive beers for the social media stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a big barrel-aged beer right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers, y'all.